On what?
Action.
Oh, action. All right, well, we're leaving the motel after the motorhome debacle that we went through. 24 hours of hell before we came up to Cordova, which in a future video I'll share that 24 hours of fun, good times. Brought back a lot of memories, none of them good. But I wanted to come up here before we bring the new car out, check out the cars. There's a bunch of people that I've never heard of or know anything about. Plus, I don't follow this, so I haven't been up to date on anything. So they're all fast. I mean, but that's exactly what I expected everybody to be, was fast. What I didn't expect was actually the way the drivers treated me. Mike Murillo, Scott Taylor, the ones that that I know, but I can't really say we're best buddies or any of that, but I know them, and they're great guys. Randy Williams, all the guys that actually have been in this since first season, and we kind of all started this thing together. Mike Murillo was the one that just Mike was like, man, so great to see you back, love having you back. And that was something that I did not expect, to be perfectly honest with you guys. I expected everybody to go, hey, what's going on? And some of them did, which the ones that went, hey man, what's going on?
The enthusiasm and the warm welcome was very nice.
It was a very, very warm welcome, and I was surprised, but I was pleasantly surprised. I'm trying to judge everything by my actions and not everybody else's actions. So I mean, I even shook hands with Dave and told him at some point in time we'll sit down and we'll have a talk, and I'll air my problems. Of course, he said he didn't have any problems, which of course he was going to say he didn't have any problems. But well, one of these days in the future we'll air that shit out and get back on the page that we used to be on 5 years ago.
If he doesn't, that's good.
Huh?
If he doesn't, that's good.
And if he doesn't, what do you mean? If he doesn't have a problem?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a problem. That's kind of like when Chief would say, I don't have a problem with you, but he's stabbing me in the back and turning everybody against me. But Dave probably doesn't have the problem with me that Chief does. But, because all those guys at one point or another, I had a lot of respect for. It's just things have happened. I'm not pointing it to any one person. And I guess we all do things that make us lose respect in other people's eyes. Case in point. There's a guy from Tennessee, and I can't remember his name, Jim, and Wayne, Smozemick or whatever. And I've come over the years, even though his best buddy is a piece of shit. Should I say his name? Yeah, Jeff Begum. Jeff Begum from RJS is the biggest lying, stealing, thieving piece of shit there is, but I've never held that against Wayne, and Wayne's never held it against me about our problems. But they pull up to the burnout box, and they, long story short, they switched the lines when they pulled the blower and put a lifter in Wayne's car, and the car didn't want to run, kept dying. Another guy, Jim, does his burnout, backs up, they're having problems with the car, they push it all the way back, they're working on it. He gives them time. He's sitting there forever with his car running. I mean, this was probably 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And I even walked over to Jim and opened it, and he had his door open. And I said, that's a great sportsman thing to do. And fist bumped him. And then they fired the car up, and they couldn't get it to run right. So Wayne's wife said, we're done, we're broke. And Jim had shut his car off, and when he went to restart it, well, it's a blown methanol car, so it's pouring raw fuel in. He hits the key, boom, hydrolock. So he's got one of his crew members are sitting there turning the motor backwards, trying to get fuel out of it, and bring fired up, and he's gonna go ahead and make his pass. Well, they turned it, and it clicked, and he turned it some more, and it's one of those deals. once Wayne's team had said, we're done, we're broke, it was a done deal. All he had to do was break the beams. So instead of him sitting there, and they would have got it started, they would have got the car started, they just have to keep turning it over. But instead of making everybody sit there for another 10 or 15 minutes, I helped push the car across the starting line. He broke the beams and pushed the car back out of the way. And then, holy shit, here we go. Oh, hold on. Brake beams, air power, blah, 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 blah. And then Wayne's team started bitching about it and wanted to go to the back and rerun and all this bullshit. And stuff like that, guys, is wrong. I mean, I know they got caught up in the heat of the moment because Wayne's normally a really nice guy, but that's bullshit when a man sits there and about melts his car down, giving you the opportunity to fix yours, and hydrolocks his sitting there waiting on you. And then all of a sudden, when you see he's broke, you think you catch him in a moment of weakness and you got to say, hey, let's rerun them later, blah, 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 blah. You know, that's bullshit. And I sat there and I looked at Stacy. I said, no good deed. No good deed goes unpunished. You try to do the right thing, and everybody say it's in the heat of competition or whatever, but right's right, wrong's wrong. You know, when Nick and Rich, I've done it with everybody. I mean, if they've had a fucking problem, you know, Kai Kelly's done it with me. You have a problem, you give them the opportunity to fix the car because you want to race. I mean, if you're a real true sportsman, you're a true racer, you want to race. You don't want to take the fucking win like that. And the guy kicked me in the balls. I started thinking, man, everything was going so great, and then I see some dumb shit like this, and kind of took the air out of myself for a minute. But at the end of the day, everybody's doing the best they can for who they are. But you know, try to keep from showing everybody how you truly are. That's all I can say. We're leaving here. Scott Duggins at Par has 2 of my motors done. Had a debacle with one of them that's not his fault. Brand new block and it's got an issue, but we're gonna leave here. We're going to pick up the 2 motors, take them back, which is what, 11, 12 hours down there.
It's 12 there, 13
16.
or 15 back.
Yeah. So for the next 24 hours, we're gonna be on the road straight again. I don't even have a car, and I feel like I'm already fucking run ragged.
Yeah.
So. You know, guys, we appreciate you coming out. Appreciate you checking it out. There was no videos or live feeds because the phone service just sucked ass. And I'll try to do some more to catch up. I got a lot of thinking to do, and a few choices and decisions to make that Stacy and I got to talk about. We talked about a little bit about it last night. Talked a little bit about it with Robin Roberts. We got. You know, one guy come over and asked me the question. He said, do you think you got anything that'll run with these guys? There's not doubt in my mind, guys. We got a car that's going to be a very hard car to beat. And I think we have a combination. I think I have everything that goes into place that needs to be into place. You know, there was let me clarify something real quick if you guys have made it this far. I made a comment on the Drag Scene article that it takes it takes a great team, a great car, and a mediocre driver, and the way that was put down at the bottom of it made it look like I said 2 of my closest friends, Robin Roberts and Ryan Martin, were mediocre drivers, which is the furthest fucking thing from the truth. And I think anybody should be able to see through that was meant about me being a mediocre driver. Which I'm not a mediocre driver, I'm a pretty goddamn good driver, but I was downplaying my part and upplaying them because they are really, really good at what they do. But the whole thing was about teams, or about your team, not this team stuff they're doing, but your actual team on your car. So I know how the article could look, but the people with common sense and that read the whole entire thing also realized exactly what I meant, and it's not Brian's fault that wrote the article either. I mean, I sent him a text, said, hey, this is how this could be interpreted. And he was like, wow, of course I didn't mean it that way. And I know he didn't, because when I read it the first time, I knew what I said. I knew what I was reading. It made perfect sense to me. But I could see that some people in the internet trolling piece of shit doesn't have a real life world could try to twist that around. But, all right, pretty tired. I feel like I've been racing for 3 fucking days right now. So, do what?
It was a job to get here.
Yeah, that 24 hours, and maybe we'll do that video on the way down to South Carolina, but that 24 hours, I'm telling you guys, every fucking thing that could go wrong did go wrong. I'm not gonna... Oh,
It actually started sooner for me than it did for you, but...
How do you figure that? I started at 1 o'clock in the morning.
And I started at 2 o'clock the day before.
What were you doing at 2 o'clock the day before?
It all started when I had this brilliant idea. Oh, I'll just take the motorhome home. No, you should have got your stuff out of the motorhome and proceeded.
We already had a plan.
I know.
Wasn't me that altered the plan.
Let me tell you how that all went wrong, where it went left.
I'll tell you exactly where it did. You started thinking.
Thought.
You started thinking, which is my demise and your demise, and as soon as you start thinking. But if it wasn't for Stacy, I wouldn't win, because the big Parker house with guys, I was throwing shit. So every time something else would go wrong, I'm trying to fix one thing and something else is going wrong. I'm slinging shit, throwing it, pop, and I'm done. Pow. And Stacy just keeps putting shit. Okay, baby. I go in there huffed up and sit on my bed and watch TV for a minute and walk back out there. What are you doing? Oh, I'm getting this. I got that loaded. I got this loaded. So I'll start feeling bad and I start loading shit up again. Yeah, just spare her back because I'm hitting the brakes on the car, going her through the windshield. All right. So straighten up. Stop that shit.
So that's just a preview to our next video.
Yeah, there you go. All right, cut this thing off and let's load this car up. And
we have arrived at our destination. So
let's make like a sheep herder and get the flock out of here.
That's right.
Although it was pretty funny when I had my... Let's show you the loudspeaker, the PA speaker I bought when I come in here playing Cocky by Kid Rock.
That was pretty great.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was.
That was real funny, actually. So, we're out. See you later.